Hey, so in this process of uncovering the things I have stored, just going with the flow of seeing my manifestations and my reflections, I'm gonna get really real with you guys right now. I'm really capable of finding profound wisdom in everything. But to deny that there's pain, or to deny the shadow that exists that you're obviously replicating, because everything is everything. And we are all very responsible with our thoughts, the things we decide to do. And each one of us have our own choices, but this is a collective thing. And I know the ways in which I've helped. I know that I'm capable of imploding fractals and healing a soul in just a moment. But a month ago, I think I mentioned this in one of my videos, but I was in warrior mode. And I wasn't fully in my heart and what had taken place. And for probably a year before that, I knew was like a hardcore initiation of seeing all of my reflections and seeing what they held for me, which was a lot. I uncovered so many things about myself and the aspects in which I've inherited and am very well aware of and know how to bring back to peace and love. But a month ago, on the 3rd of July, a roommate of mine had decided that they were going to celebrate their Independence Day a day early. And they died in my house. This woman carried a lot of pain, a lot of wisdom. She was actually the great-granddaughter of Van Tassel. I know a lot of people in this neighborhood know who that is. I live in Joshua Tree. This man was a wise man. She didn't carry a lot of his wisdom. She didn't really put together the things that were going on in her mind. She didn't share a lot of them with me either. I time travel constantly by collapsing timelines, and I don't need to go anywhere else but here because everything is here as a projection for me to see here and now. So I don't need a time machine or a portal or to travel dreams or do any of that because I walk lucidly through this dream. Part of me feels like that's what the Emerald Tablets is getting at. But I do understand that we're doing stuff in there. Like, I'm remembering and realizing now that, because I didn't used to remember my dreams, but that's one of the things that have shifted recently. And I remember flying to help people and flying back into my bed and being covered back up with a blanket by not me. For someone who never remembered dreams for a very long time, but woke up with the wisdom from them, I'm sure there's been somebody that's been traveling to me for quite some time. The point of this video kind of went off there. Is that my heart aches so deeply for my reflections and the pieces that are stuck within me. My mother herself suffered from paranoid schizophrenia coupled with some bipolar manic stuff. And mind you, she was pretty much on hardcore drugs all of her life to numb the pain of the thoughts that were coming into her mind, because she didn't know she had gifts and she knew nothing about spirituality. And if it was in the 2 generations before that, it was severely distorted, but no true identification with self and soul. So I've definitely been doing work for 4 generations. But I tend to manifest, and not just because of the trauma bond from losing a mother that struggles with mental illness, and has blessed me with it. I'm just blessed with the ability, because of other aspects of me, to go through that neural network and find the shaman within the mess. And my heart is called to the shamans stuck in the mess. Not just from the trauma bond, but because that trauma bond came from energy stuck in this time-space reality that's way bigger than anything I'm just experiencing. And it's created a lot of whack ripples where people end up losing their lives because they can't go through the pain that's been caused over many lifetimes of ignorance and greed and gluttony and lust and covetousness. These energies are stuck. I created them all at the highest level. We're all co-creating them all at a collective level. Not only did my roommate die, but I believe on the same evening one of my black cats died as well. Do you think that's a coincidence? Those of you that know that those familiars are here to watch over us. They also bring some stuff in that we need to work through, because they actually pull in these forces, because that's an arrangement we've had to clean up our mess. And I had 2 black cats for quite some time. Actually, at one point, there was like 4 of them in here when we had like kittens and stuff. But the 2 that were here were definitely here for a purpose. And we made prior arrangements. It's really important for us to realize the energy that we're carrying and the resistance to our polarities. I have the gift of being able to understand all of the reasons in which those polarities exist, and they have a right to exist. A lot of them need to exist. One can't know one without the other, right? So this idea that people have where you're going to take one and abolish the other, or take the other and abolish the one, is just not a feasible notion to even try and grab a hold of. Singularity, man. Everything is everything. And we create from what we focus upon and what we have stored in there that is just pure distortion. What you believe about yourself matters. But expect to see the polar opposite as a reminder and as a reflection to be honored and not feared. I've made it a goal of my life, especially in the last 1.5 years, to learn how to be fearless in the face of fear itself. Those are only 2 of the many things I have pulled into my existence to fast forward this connection process so that I can share it, because a lot of things are changing. the fifth dimension expects singularity, or our own reflections will take us out or people around us at an energetic level. But it is also very, very important to understand that pieces of you will pass. As within, so without. And it's not coincidence that before that, I had made some very important decisions to say goodbye to certain energies that I was inviting in as a constant reminder, because I was aware that we have a choice on which timeline we stay on and what we choose to have in our presence to focus upon. I love you guys.